And that's when I went and competed at the age of 5, and I became the youngest national title holder.
Ooh,
so that is when around the time YouTube was kind of like just popping off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's when YouTube became super big. That video kind of blew up and caught the eyes of Lifetime, which is then when they offered me to be on my first reality show.
Wow.
But
This is born to the game, where legacy speaks in every beat and rhyme. The passion it peaks. We're writing our own verse in this timeless song. With swagger in our stride, this is where we belong. Born to the game, carrying the flame. Echoes of the past, but it's a new name. Through highs and lows, we rise and proclaim. This is born to the game, where legacy speaks for itself.
Welcome to Born to the Game, produced by Arca Media Group in collaboration with Inflection Network and distributed through iHeartRadio. This is the space where the children of iconic athletes, entertainers, and cultural figures share the truth behind legacy, the pressure, the privilege, and the process of becoming who you are beyond the spotlight. Today's guest grew up performing at an elite level before most kids knew who they were. She's a dancer, an actress, a singer who rose to fame at a very young age through popular shows like Dance Moms. And she's also the daughter of a bodybuilding legend, Shawn Ray.
But today's conversation isn't about childhood fame alone. It's about identity and reclaiming your voice. Please welcome Asia Monet Ray.
Hey, girl!
guys.
She just came in here looking
Fabulous.
all fabulous.
Fabulous.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Yes.
you know, I saw you. We saw each other in Vegas.
We did see each other in Vegas
This last
And we
summer.
hadn't seen each other prior for like, what, 4 years?
Probably longer than that.
Yeah, maybe. Last time probably was like 11, 12. So yeah.
Yes, I
It's been
think
a minute.
when I met you, you were 11.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that
And you're
crazy?
what?
I'll be 21 this year.
Oh, big
The big
time.
two.
The big two.
What?
Any plans?
Oh, girl, I can barely tell you what I'm doing tomorrow.
I do. You're like when I
What I'm eating for lunch.
Girl.
Busy.
Maybe another international trip. I went to Europe for my
nice.
18th birthday, so maybe we like do that but bigger.
Yeah.
I'm a trip
But
girl.
bigger.
Yeah.
I
Where do you
am
like to
too.
go?
Well, Lake Como was where I went for my 18th birthday,
Wow.
and I
I've
could like
always
retire there. It was the most beautiful place I've ever been. I literally was there for 2 weeks and didn't want to leave. So
Oh,
maybe we do
girl.
something like that because my mom and I's birthday is a week apart. So we did a week for her birthday, and a week for my
wow.
birthday. So there for like 14 days, 15 maybe. So we kind of want to do something like that because she
Sounds
definitely
like a
wants to go back.
plan.
Well, you know what? If you open up your suitcase and find me,
And we pop out.
Oh, can you guys just come?
just,
Oh, I'll just give you guys a plan.
you know, we might
might
end up
pop
sneaking
out.
in there.
Guys, it's 21. It has to be big.
It has to be
Literally,
big.
it has to be
It
big.
has to be big.
But I just don't do parties. I just do big trips. I do like big
Which
things.
I love
you know
that.
It's like
what?
finally, I normally celebrate like really random years of my life. Like
Yeah.
I celebrated a really big 12th birthday,
Yeah.
and like the 10th birthday, like the random birthdays. So this one actually has to be like
21, you
planned
have,
out.
You have to
like-
celebrate.
Yeah, you don't really get another big birthday for a minute.
No, it's
Not till
like
30.
It's like
Yeah.
30, then 40, then 50. Like
Yeah, it's
after
normally
21,
yeah.
you got a wow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So might as well
21's a
just-
good one.
Yeah.
21's a
Girl.
good one.
Yes, I'm excited.
Well, we're excited. So we want to just get to know you outside of how I was introduced to you as. When I first saw you, you were on a TV show.
Indeed.
So we'll get into your time with Dance Moms, but growing up in this world of bodybuilders and bodybuildings,
Yes.
not said bodybuildings, cut. In the world of bodybuilders, how was that? So your dad is known for discipline and consistency. Do you think that mindset shaped how you approached competition, dance? Did that help kind of just groom you into who you became?
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, if I could even describe my childhood, I was probably the worst first child for any parent ever. I stopped sleeping at like 4 or 5 months old. I started
Yeah.
walking and talking shortly after. Like my genetics, there was no choice but me to be in something.
Yeah.
They just didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
So for my mom, she's like, just put her in anything. Like
Yeah.
everything, anything, dance, gymnastics, ice skating, like literally everything. But I was really quick to learn in those different fields of like athletics because I think of my genetics and my parents. I was never coddled. I was never, if I cried, it's like, okay, like wrap it up, let's start again.
Yeah.
Like I was never a crier. I never did none of that. My sister and I are very, very different because when she got into sports such as gymnastics and other things, it was a lot more like she needed time like to figure out like what she wanted to do. She needed a little more patience. With me, patience didn't exist. And I think that is because both of my parents. So when I was younger, my extracurricular activities would be going to the gym with my father.
Wow.
And
Okay.
in between snack breaks would be going to dance competition, like practice and stuff like that. So I never really had a normal childhood. I didn't know, still to this day, I like have never been on a school bus. I never went to high school. I was homeschooled. Like things that are normal to people were never normal to me. So in the world of discipline, bodybuilding, those things are not normal. Like it's quite abnormal. So I was already taught discipline and those types of things very, very young from both of my parents. And luckily they were so incredibly supportive. If I said I wanted to be a horseback rider, they would be like, absolutely, equestrian it is. If I said I wanted to do trapeze, they'd be like, we'll find the nearest circus, maybe. Like, just something. So when it came to really wanting to pursue dance, it was after like long conversations because I loved all of the sports I did equally. I loved gymnastics so much. I loved ice skating so much. I loved dance. I even tried to convince them I didn't need school anymore just to keep the three of them. But competitions like ran over each other, clearly because I didn't need education at 2 years old. I'm like, I want to do everything. But ultimately, even though my genetics were made for potentially more so gymnastics and ice skating, dance just was like, I was so drawn to it. And I was able to bring those other talents that I had into dance, which kind of made me who I was for sure.
So you started Dance Moms at 6. So in my mind, I'm like, when did you know that you were a phenomenal dancer at like
at 2?
What?
Well,
At
so
6
the
months?
first show prior to Dance Moms actually was AUDC, and that's where I was 6 on. On Dance Moms, I had just turned 7.
Got you.
Not that it was crazy.
Right.
1 year.
So when did you know? Because at 6, you're fresh. You're
How
fresh
did you
here.
get so good so fast?
So when I
mean, that's-
was 18 months old, my mom put me in dance and ice skating and gymnastics.
Okay.
Shortly to follow was more dance, like competitively related, but ice skating and gymnastics were like the first I did. And mommy me was an option, but my mom would rather just leave me there because she's just like, I need to breathe. I can't even sleep at night with this kid. Like, just put her in something and like handle her. So when I decided to start obviously dancing and doing more competitions and stuff like that, and fully just decided to take the initiative to stick with just dance and kind of leave ice skating, gymnastics on the back burner, is when I actually realized like, okay, I'm like actually pretty good at this.
And you're passionate about it.
I'm really passionate about it. And I loved it. I loved musicalities. Even the shows I would like grow up watching, Cheetah Girls and these crazy things. I'm like, I want to be a Cheetah Girl. I need to dance. I need to do all these things. Like that was like my life. So I started dancing obviously at a competitive level very, very early. And in gymnastics and ice skating competitions, obviously there's different categories and stuff like that. But for dance, there's a title category that you can obviously have.
Yes.
And that's when I went and competed at the age of 5 and I became the youngest national title holder.
Ooh,
So that is when around the time YouTube was kind of like just popping off.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's when YouTube became super big. That video kind of blew up and caught the eyes of Lifetime, which is then when they offered me to be on my first reality show.
Wow.
But that was like a whole thing in itself because they thought I was 9 when I was 6. So I had to do a psych evaluation to be on the show.
Wait, so talk us through that. A psych evaluation. So what were they
thought I
asking
was
you?
older because they thought the youngest age they were going to do was 10. They were literally saying like, we'll make the age lower to 9 for age to be on the show. My mom's like, I hate to break it to you,
but she's not 9.
6. Like she just turned 6 too. They're like, wait, no, like there's no way. That's like, this is impossible. It's like, no, I'm definitely 6. So they flew me to New York. At first the show wasn't called AUDC. It was called like My Kid Can Dance. And so I didn't even know what the competition aspect of it was going to be. I just knew it was going to be me and my mom on the show. So they go there, they sit you down, just kind of how we're sitting down, and put you through scenarios. Like if somebody said this about you, how would that make you feel? If somebody yelled at you, do you cry? Do you get up? Do you try again? Like just like literally like a therapist type question, a psychology like type of questions. I blast with flying colors. I don't think they realize what household I grew up in, but like yelling is our normal tone. Like that is like, I'm not scared of that, none of that. And I had so many strict like coaches in everything I did. It wasn't just like just for dance. Ice skating, like I had Russian coaches. In gymnastics, I had like just a bunch of different very strong natured coaches that having a dance instructor yell at me was the least of my problems.
But I think that's just naturally you being able to process it. It's just naturally who you are. Because there's some people who get yelled at and they can't handle it. They go into themselves. But you, it's just everything is just it's just this water that just kind of
like
rolls
a seal.
off.
Seal skin.
You know,
and like
water just rolls off.
it literally rolls. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Because there's times where I'm like, no, I can kind of take the punches, but then I'm like, dang, no, I can't. Like,
then you got Asia level.
And
you got Asia level.
Yeah,
But
and
it
I'm
seems
like
you came out. You came out of the womb.
She
with this
did.
ball of
Yes.
energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
the shield over yourself
Yes.
to
Just
be
the
able to
tripling.
do. I mean,
Yes.
so you were just destined
She
to
was
be who you
born
are.
For sure.
born
I
to
definitely
do
think
this.
Yeah.
also like when it came to having that kind of like protection mechanism over like not letting people's words bother me is when I
Yeah.
started to realize as I grew older that my own like personal feeling of perfection was more something I internalized than having other people tell me to be perfect.
I'm so glad you said that because we are going to transition into just how you internalize that.
Yeah.
But before, I want to ask you, what's one thing you learned from your mom? And we are going to get into mom a little bit later. But your mom and your dad that had nothing to do with competition and winning. Like, what's one thing that you gained from them?
I'd say for my father's aspect is like the continuous drive because mind you, my dad competed in the Olympia, which is the highest level that you can get in bodybuilding, like 14 times, and he never won. He went back every single year, and there was always somebody, and still to this day, it's like an ongoing joke in the friend group. It's like he's the uncrowned king of Olympia because his body physique and everything, but there's always going to be that one person that may just be picked over you, but the masses think it should have been you, and it wasn't you because you have a judge and you have numerous judges, a panel full of judges that said this person was taller than you, this person looked better than you, they had better triceps than you, they had better this and that, all these analytical tiny little things that you don't take into account. You're just trying to be the best version of yourself. So with my dad, he kind of always instilled in me like, look, there may be somebody that will get something that is not offered to you or something that you thought you should have had and you didn't get it, but like you should strive for your own personal perfection because you'll feel more satisfied at the end of the day. For my mom, it was just the constant drive to keep going, just to constantly do it no matter what it was. Like if I felt like I'm having a weak moment or like I'm feeling like I'm just overwhelmed with too many things, just take that second and just like pick it back up. Don't let people see you mess up. And that's something that she always used to tell me in dance specifically. I was known in dance that if I messed up, you would never know because I would improvise. Improv was my favorite thing to do. I got yelled at all the time for doing that from my actual coaches, but I didn't care because I won. So it doesn't matter when I improvise.
No
who's
one
gonna tell me?
knew.
Nobody was there in the behind the scenes of learning this dance. It was just me and my choreographer. So my mom would always tell me like, you have to improvise. You just got to make it work. Nobody can see you when you're down. I kind of take that into my day-to-day life because nobody knows. Like I can't tell them when I'm up, so they won't see me when I'm down. But I also will never show you that I was ever down to begin with.
That's actually a great piece of advice because that's something that I feel like I actually need to hear. Because
and I'm expressive. Like you can tell in my face if something really irritates me. You're like, she's not looking very happy. She's a little sour. So I've like kind of locked in. I'm like, okay, facial expressions on. And to me, that doesn't seem like me being fake. It seems like my own personal perfectionism like mechanism. So like I can keep the vision of what everyone sees and like I can have my weak moments by myself. I don't need to be judged on that. My whole life has been public. Everything. I have to go and find baby photos from Google, not from my own camera roll. So when all those things are so public, sometimes you just need to have that own personal life that I can kind of differentiate from my professional life. And if that means I have to fake a smile sometimes, I'd rather fake a smile and make myself happy throughout the day than like sulk in my sadness and be like, oh my God, what was me? You know?
Okay.
So the feeling of being perfect really wasn't an issue for you.
No.
So you didn't have that. But what about being misunderstood, about being a child performer?
I'd say that for sure. Misunderstood is a good word in the sense of like, for example, the reason I became homeschooled is because my own teachers at the school I was going to said that I had no relative conversations with my classmates. I'd get in trouble for speaking too much about my own personal passions of dance. Then my teacher came to my mom and was like, we don't think that she should dance anymore. And she's like, why? All she talks about is dance. She's talking about her 16-hour dance competition days and this, and that, and the other. It's not healthy. My mom's like, she seems healthy to me. And I loved it so much, but it also made me very isolated in friend groups. I talk to anything that breathes. I'm a little yapper. I've always been that way.
You're personable.
That's just how I am.
Connect
so
with
if
people.
I'm passionate about something, I want to tell you why I'm passionate about it, and I want to hear what you're passionate about. But as a 5-6-year-old kid in first grade, hearing about people's passions was the newest Barbie doll, not about the competition I have in a week. So it became very kind of misunderstood of like, why is she so into this? Like, what does this mean to her? But I mean, to be honest, in the most like humble way possible, when I do actually compare myself to the people I grew up with, I'm very content with how I am right now. I only see myself going and growing to be better and bigger than what I am now. I didn't need to be at a standstill, and if that meant like not being in school and having normal activities, then I was okay with that. And I think my parents realized that too. I didn't need the satisfaction of going to a prom to be like validated in school life or be understood by people my age. That's why all my friends are older than me. And I love it. It's so great. I learned so many things from their own things that they wish they would have changed or things that advice that they give me me. And like, of course, every advice can be taken with a grain of salt, but some things have actually impacted my life. And all my friends have been older than me, and that's great. Even on the shows, I was the youngest by what? They were 14. I was 6. Like, now they're married and have children. I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to get to 21.
They're like, I'm trying to plan my trip to Lake Como.
I'm trying to, where am I going
I'm trying
next?
to live.
Exactly. So it's different. And that's where I think sometimes it's misunderstood, because still to this day, you can see people that grew up watching me on the shows, maybe with their moms, and their mom's like, oh, how could Christy let Asia do this at such a young age? Oh my God, how could her parents let her? I was fine. My parents, like, there's numerous clips and bits of the shows where you see that are so creatively edited about my parents talking about what I eat, or I'm clearly not missing a meal.
Creatively edited.
I'm gonna say this. My mom and I watched, and we never had that thought. It was never how could your mom? We were a fan. Like, we were just like, we see this little girl kicking ass, and this is inspiring and good for her parents. Allowing her to be in the space where she is thriving.
But
and you
like
could see how the difference between you and the other like the other girls.
Honestly,
you could
no
obviously
shade,
see
but
that. No, seriously,
you could see it.
You could just see the athleticism. You could see the way that you came out on stage, the way you controlled the stage was just it was set apart from everybody else.
I also feel like it's who's viewing it.
Right.
Because if you grow up with athletes in your family, or if you grow up around being so into your sport where it becomes like your life, it's not even a competition anymore. It's like, this is what I do for a living. Then you can see and appreciate what you're seeing that my parents did for me.
That's true.
If you're coming from something where you kind of want your kids to just live life, be kids when they're kids, you're going to have a lot of criticism towards my parents. They've commented on what my parents had me eating: scrambled eggs, no egg whites, no egg yolk, only egg whites. Like, these little things. Clearly, I'm perfectly fine. I love food. I'm having a great grand old time. Or certain things I wasn't able to do, like, oh, I want to go to the park with my sister. Like, I didn't need to go to the park. Like, those little things are just like things that people kind of nitpick on that are definitely a part of the creative editing of things to kind of just show like what I could have been doing rather than what I'm doing now. But I'm so beyond happy. I wouldn't change my childhood. If anything, I feel like I can't live life with like regrets. I can just like improve what I did that I did regret at that time. But when it comes to the shows, I don't think I regret anything.
So you had an unconventional childhood. It's very unconventional. So outside of dance, what was fun? Like, what did you enjoy just on a normal day outside of dance?
Well, I'd say like two things. My grandmother on my mom's side was very like present a lot of the times, especially during my own show, because my sister also needed somebody to watch her when my mom and I would do things. So crafting, I loved arts and crafts. I still love arts and crafts. I paint all the time. I love doing those things. Even when it comes to like bedazzling things, like there's a new trend. I guess people are bedazzling everything. I feel like I've been doing this my whole life.
You should bedazzle. What are those little Stanley cups?
Oh my God. Or my portable fan. Like all these little. I love bedazzling. So like crafts and stuff like that kind of that was my childhood. I enjoyed that. I felt like that was still kid-esque, if you will. But outside of that, I volunteer with a lot of animals, and I grew up with a lot of animals, and I own a lot of animals. So
okay, let's talk about
gotta get into the birds.
Unconventional.
There's nothing I'm very peculiar.
And it's so much fun. It's so much fun to learn about you. So when we did our interview,
our talent call,
we did our talent call. You brought a visitor to the talent call.
Yes, my child, guys.
So who was your
one
child?
Out of 4 children. I know this may be a deal breaker for some, but I have 4 birds.
Yes.
This is the one that you guys saw. We call him Pink, but his name is Maximilian, and he's a rose gala cockatoo. So I have 3 cockatoos and a cockatiel and a dog. But my mom said the family has 2 farms, horse ranch, and one that we're kind of like redoing to get more animals on. Okay. So that was my outside world of like entertainment, because like what are animals going to tell me what I did on TV? Like, no, it's just something I enjoy. And then now, like, obviously, like during COVID, it was a lot of like break time, but for me it gave me an opportunity to do more like charity work with animals and volunteer. So I helped raise baby birds and do things with the Animal Humane Society. And so that's like kind of like my outside, to be honest. My house is like Rainforest Cafe. I love it.
And you said you've had your bird too for a while.
Yeah, the oldest bird was on the show.
Yes, but you said there was another bird that had some disability.
Indeed, my little birdie.
I wanted to meet that bird.
I know. I kind of wanted to bring him today too. He was being good this morning, but we took him to the vet because he was like picking at his feathers because he has an obsession with balancing things on his head.
Okay,
and he got into skin
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
I'm like, y'all
It's
leave
like,
him
so,
alone.
okay, he isn't here, so he
sorry.
can't judge you guys.
I'm like,
You guys can
don't
still
show
come
him
over
this
and
I don't want to
say
talk
it.
about him when he's not here to
Don't
defend
show him
himself,
this
but
one.
that's
Tell
funny.
him.
That's
His
funny.
name is Mango.
Mango.
and
That's, I was like, what's his name? Mango.
Ironically, because our oldest bird is 24, 25 now. She's
How long
the
do they
one-
live typically?
They have to be in your will. They'll probably outlive.
You have
like,
to will the
me.
birds.
Yeah, they're all in my will.
That's something I just learned.
They like all of my cockatoos will probably live till about 60 to 70 years.
Wow.
Our cockatiel probably 30, 40. They're 4 years old right now.
Wow.
So they're with me forever, which is great. Love them so much, but they're a handful, like any children.
Yeah.
But specifically, this one is definitely a handful. It was during the time I was kind of volunteering and I really wanted another bird, but except I wanted a bird that was this big and I brought home a bird that was this big and I begged my parents. I was like, this is all I've ever wanted for Christmas. Like, oh
Please
my
give
God,
me a
like this is
bird.
all I've ever wanted, please. And someone bought him and I was like, well, looks like my Christmas present scrapped. Got to find a new bird to try and beg them to. And the person never picked him up. And so I was like, well, look
was
at
meant to
that.
be.
It seems like
It
it's a
was
sign. But then I realized why they never picked him up. He's a handful. He's a hard bird to deal with.
But you know what they
But
say?
I love him. He's the best ever. And he looks like a
Yeah.
goldfish. He has
Not a
huge
gold-
eyes. We kind of look like twins. I'm not going to lie. At certain angles, 0.5,
Stop.
kind of uncanny.
I was gonna say the best people connect with animals.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause
human beings who have the
animals
best
know.
characters.
Oh,
yeah,
Animals
sure.
know good people.
Are
Don't
really
ask
good.
me about like my fishes or anything because that would make it seem like I'm not good with animals.
Do they die a lot? your
They
fish?
jumped on the stove when I was like 7. So I
They
was
jumped out of the
How did-
water onto the
onto the
onto
stove.
the stove and it was just on.
When the
So-
stove was
They
on.
wanted to be catfish. They wanted to
And
be
it died?
fried
I'm not-
fish.
it was a beta fish. They were very unpredictable. I don't.
Betta
really-
fish are kinda
yeah,
weird,
and then
though.
we got
Wait,
another set
why?
of beta fish.
I
and
don't know. My beta fish
it's
were weird
not-
too.
You
Yeah,
had a
mine
beta?
attacked
Yeah.
my sister's beta fish, and it was a whole extravaganza. We had
Yeah,
a
they're
whole funeral.
weird.
It was really
They're
bad.
beautiful to watch.
Love a beta
They're
fish,
so beautiful, but
they're
weird.
not for me.
They're
They're
weird.
not
Wait, so
for
it just
me.
jumped out on a
Yeah,
hot
I
stove?
It wanted to be
And it
it wanted to be a
died?
fish
I
plate.
literally walked downstairs one morning and I was like,
No.
where's the fish?
And it
My
was on the
dad just had
stove.
made breakfast and I'm like, where's the fish though?
No.
And like where our island was, it was like our island table in the kitchen. So like the stove, right? So you can really like put an arm over it. And well, he jumped. Long
No.
live him. His name was Sparkles, but
Sparkles.
that's a unique one
Okay.
for sure. We haven't gone back to the fish ever again.
Okay.
That's why I think we kind of stuck with birds.
let's
That's
stick
a
with
first.
birds.
That's
Yeah.
a first.
I
I've
haven't
never
heard that
heard
one.
of
I'm not gonna
a
lie.
fish jumping out onto a hot
I have
stove.
not either.
Like,
It's
I
so
haven't.
it was a really bad timing, I'd say. But every other animal likes me.
Yeah, no.
So I'm good with
But I don't
that.
think he jumped out because he didn't like you. He
know,
just
it's
wanted,
very
he was
sad.
just trying to explore the world
I guess
and
so.
explore it
He
in
thought
the
it was
wrong
Ariel
way.
or something. But yeah, other than that, like 4 birds and a dog is a lot of work. But I'm definitely getting a bunny this April, so
I
I'm
love
excited.
bunnies.
I want
Bunnies
an
are
English
cute.
Angora bunny. They're so cute and they're super fluffy.
Lexi would love to have this conversation with you.
Does she
My
want a bunny?
sister, she loves animals.
Yeah.
Lexi is an animal whisperer, so she would love this.
Do you ever like remember My Melody from like the Hello Kitty series? My Melody, the little
My
one
Melody.
that she like had little bunny ears and she's pink.
Oh,
That's the reason I want a bunny. That was like my favorite character growing up. I like loved her, so I'm like I kind of want to name my bunny.
But
Melody.
everybody I know that has a bunny, like they really love the bunny and the
Oh, yeah,
they're
I'm-
really like kid friendly.
She's gonna be a
too.
pocket bunny. Like I'm getting
Yeah.
her a little pink bag. She's gonna be potty trained. I'm getting her a carrier.
You gonna
like,
potty train the bunny?
yeah, my mom had a bunny that was potty trained and a ferret.
oh my
I'm
God.
telling
We
you,
had Lexi had a
lo-
ferret a little.
I
for a
want
short
another
time.
ferret so bad.
Lexi loved the ferret.
I
We were
never
in
had a
Katy.
ferret. It was just
So
my
how do you
mom's.
potty train the bunnies?
I'm not even sure. We have to ask my mom that one. I think it's just kind of like how you potty train a dog. Though.
We need this information because
Like,
I
we
never
need
knew that you
this.
could potty train a bunny.
Yeah, she potty trained her ferret too.
The ferret I know.
Yeah, the
I
ferret.
we
When did
had
Lexi have
one.
a ferret?
Well, we had one. So our neighbor across the street in Katy had one. and so
Oh,
we would
okay.
watch him all the time.
Yeah.
Lexi loved that ferret.
I know.
Wow.
I want a ferret so bad. They're
She-
not like legal
but they're not-
here.
that's
You have to get
why.
their gland
That's-
taken
Lexi
out.
told
That's how my
me.
mom got hers taken away. She didn't know they didn't have his
Yes.
gland out. How sad.
Lexi told
Take
me
it from
because
his
she wanted
family.
one.
I
We're gonna
know.
connect you and Lexi.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
definitely
yes. Should we
have
get
to.
matching ferrets?
Oh
Let's
my
just get
God.
2 things.
With like little
a bunny
bushes.
and a ferret at the
A
same
bunny
time.
and a ferret. I think let's get into Dance Moms a little
Yeah,
bit, shall
for
we?
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when people think about your time on Dance Moms, there are moments that really stand out. I mean, I have my like list of things
Well, I
that
can
stood out for
imagine.
me. But from your perspective, what moments feel the most iconic and why?
Okay, well, I'll start with one that I personally think, and then I'll finish with the one that the fan favorites
Gotcha,
love
gotcha.
to re-upload on social media
Okay.
and haunt me with till this day.
Oh, gosh.
I think one thing for me that I like always kind of chased for was competition and winning. And I'm very competitive. I won't say necessarily in like day-to-day things, because like I kind of I've gotten really good at differentiating my competition level in my things that I do versus like competition level on a day-to-day basis. But in Dance Moms, I was originally kind of recruited for the show after my time on AUDC, because the whole reason that I even went on Dance Moms was because I couldn't win the show before. I was too young. It was the prize was the Joffrey School of Ballet and $100,000. And you have to be 16. So they would not hold a 10-year spot for me being 6 years old. So they're like, we want to offer you your own show, but we want you to go on Dance Moms. That's what Abby wants you to go on first. She thinks that you'll really fit with her team. So we moved to Pittsburgh, my mom and we stayed in a hotel for like 4 or 5 months. Wow. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Pittsburgh, to be honest. I'm sure it's a lovely place to grow up if you have a home, but not living in a hotel for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Through the winter of black ice and everything into the summer, it was just too much. Yeah. And I was obviously away from my sister and my dad and other family members, but joining the actual show initially, the girls were lovely. Everybody was lovely to me. They were quite welcoming. The show didn't make it seem like they were welcoming, but they were very welcoming. I'm still actually good friends with all of them. I have nothing bad to say about none of them. Like they're truly the best. I'd say now I talk the most or kind of see the most Nia, Kenzie, Brooke, and Paige. But a lot of the girls kind of just do their own thing, and I love that for them, really. But once I was on the show and stuff like that, and I started winning consistently, and it became apparent to people that that is what I do, that's what I'm good at. It's kind of when I got my own personal validation of like, okay, cool, like I can do this for a little longer. Then once it got to towards the end of the show, of like end of that season, because I was on season 3, I was like, you know what, I'm kind of over this now. Like I really don't care to do the whole competition route anymore. And I think it was just because it was just getting a little overwhelming at that time. And the one thing I will say my parents always did is when something got too overwhelming to the point of me saying I don't want to do it anymore, I never had to do it again if I didn't want to. So obviously I already knew I was coming back home to start filming my own show, and I was like, let's just do that. I don't think the competition route I really need to do anymore. If for some reason I go back home and I want to join a studio again, then by all means, like I'll do it again. But rejoining a studio after being such a public dancer would be very hard for me. And so I just decided to like, wrap up the competition after Dance Moms, and then that's when I was presented my own show and then did that for a season.
Very cool. So do you feel like you accomplished everything that you needed to accomplish on your
For sure. I think like there's certain people that are really good with being team players, and there's certain people that are very good being solos. I always had a problem with being in group dances because I could not dim my own light to make me look like I was significant to everybody else. I was never good at being cohesive in that way. Solos is what I won, and that's why I won them, because I was by myself. Duets, here and there. I didn't mind working with another person. I wasn't hard to work with in that sense. It was hard for me to work with them. But after that, I feel like winning so many times, like if I can recall, I don't think I lost any of my solos, and I don't think I
recall that either.
I think it was just I was fulfilled. My cup was full. I was good with that. I don't think that there was much more Dance Moms as a whole could offer me anymore, and so I was like, I'm okay with this. I don't want to continue doing this and then it make it seem like I'm not enjoying myself anymore, because I was having fun. I was having a grand old time, and I got to see so many places I didn't see before. I got to do so many competitions and nationals and things and titles that I just kept adding to my list of resume. But once that was done, it was like a chapter was closed. I'm ready to start a new chapter. And so I obviously, leaving that show, I was around 8 years old by now. So it felt like, okay, the year's up, 365 days of this, and I'm cool. I'm done.
At 8.
So
I retired, guys.
So how do you feel being labeled as a dancer who had a maturity beyond her years? So looking back at that now, how do you feel being labeled as that person?
I actually, oddly enough, was having this conversation with someone like really close to me, like not too long ago. And it was kind of the question of like how do you feel rewatching yourself when you're younger? Yeah. And I honestly like have an out of body experience. I don't know if it's like kind of me, like, I don't know, blocking out certain memories. Okay. But when I watch myself, it doesn't feel like I did it. And it's a really weird thing I feel like I've been like kind of like trying to discover in the past couple of years, because obviously transferring into the music aspect of things and not doing dance as my forefront, it's the number one question I get asked. It doesn't matter if anybody comes up to me, do you still dance? Do you dance anymore? Why don't you dance anymore? Will you dance again?
So when was that? Like
the last time I actually competitively danced or did dance to a higher extent, I was probably 13, and it was on tour with Mariah Carey. That was
just casually. Mariah Carey, I was on tour with.
Oh wow, okay. And ironically, the choreographer for that tour was the choreographer who was on my own show and also on AUDC with me and on dance. Actually, he was the choreographer for everything, really. He's the one who said, look, like I have a girl in LA. I know she's not based in New York, but like we need her. And then that's when I went on tour with her. It's probably the last time I danced to that level of constant day-to-day, 2 shows a day, crazy competition level training for that. Now I dance like privately. I dance because I enjoy it, not because I need to do it. And of course, when it comes with music and dance go hand in hand. So you'll never not see a music video of me like not dancing. Or you'll never see a performance of me also not dancing. Like I think those go hand in hand. But until it's at that point where I am consistently touring as like by myself or with somebody or opening, then I just kind of dance and do my own thing. I don't really enjoy a like dance class anymore, really. I feel like it's like there's a lot of pressure for a lot of people, and I feel like everybody's trying to make their mark. I've made my mark in dance, and I'm cool with that. I'm
so are you saying you would not do a tour, or
like, I would absolutely do a tour.
she's like no.
So you would definitely do. Okay,
I think that's the next time I'll bring dancing into that level.
But it's for your own craft,
exactly.
Your own music,
when it comes to
in your own way,
being in control and picking the choreographer that sees my vision for that. Because you don't ever lose the love for dance. I just think I lost the drive to continue doing it to that level anymore.
Would you ever teach?
You know
Did you
what?
ever be an instructor?
I used to do like conventions. Like I'd be assistant choreographer, and I do like choreography on tour. I did it with one with a really good friend of mine when we were younger, straight off the AUDC show, and I loved it. I have a lot of patience with like younger children, and I also have a lot of patience when it comes to other people who enjoy like what I do as well. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe that would be something I do in the future. Yeah, like, that would be really fun. I really enjoyed that. I would never turn down that opportunity. To be honest.
So you enjoy choreographer?
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. That's why I love when it comes to doing my own thing and being kind of like executive choreographer with somebody. Exactly. I can be like, you know what? I see this in a different way. Tell me, how can we workshop this and make both of our visions like go together? But until I go on a tour, which hopefully with our manifestation,
it will.
It's gonna happen.
We're all about speaking things.
I did a vision board. I am so manifestation vision board really down bad. Like that's me. So when it happens, when I go on tour is hopefully soon. That's when I think I'll probably dive back into the level of dance that I was doing then, for sure.
So you are about to be 21.
Yeah.
When you look back and you see this version of yourself that's on TV that you could look up, what would you say to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old Asia being almost 21? 6, 7, 8, 9. Because you were in the public eye for a long time at such a young age.
No, for sure.
So now that you are about to enter adulthood, what would you tell her?
That's a good question. Honestly, like, I feel like there's so much. I think one thing I will say is like when I look back at like how I was raised and what I've done, like my parents did such a good job with me that I'd hope that when one day I have a family, if I have a daughter and this is the route she'd want to take, I wouldn't change anything. So I feel like if anything, I was so overly content with everything I've done. I have no regrets. I'd do it all over again. Maybe I'd point my toes in a couple more things, straighten a leg here and there, not get yelled at, maybe stop the sass a bit, but little things like that. But overall, like, I feel like if I were to see myself as a younger self like in the same room as me, I'd be very proud. I don't really have anything negative to say about anything that I grew up with. Like,
but even just to tell her, I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
and you did the damn thing.
Because I will say, like, especially recently too, like when it comes to, I always like to ask my friends this, or I feel like I'm a very question person. I'm like, tell me what you think your best quality and your biggest flaw is. For me, like, I know that my best quality is like when it comes to like personal relationships, friendships, stuff like that. But my universal flaw is that I strive to perfection so much to the point it's become like a personal disease for myself. To the point where I've re-recorded songs that are already done 8 more times because I think it could be better. And sometimes you just kind of like how to take a second. Nobody's perfect. I'm never going to be the perfect standard for everybody. Sometimes I'm not even perfect enough for myself, and like that's okay. And so I think younger me had a very hard time understanding that why I'm getting so frustrated and worked up and overwhelming feeling is because I'm trying to be something I simply cannot be. I am just doing my best. I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to do this. And I kept thinking that there was something more I could have done. And that's where I think the regret kind of came into it. I'm like, if I just did this, like would have that been different? No, because that's not possible. I cannot go back in time and change things. And I don't plan on going back and changing anything. So I try and take that advice now. Like when I get overwhelmed overwhelmed about things, or when I feel like, you know what, I'm pushing myself a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
I'm putting on too many hats. I'm just taking too many things. I'm doing everything for everybody and myself and everything. It gets too much, and it's because I'm trying to be this perfect person that you just can't be, and that's okay. So just if I were to be able to tell my younger self, I'm proud of you. You don't have to be perfect, and it's okay. Like what you're doing right now is more than enough and is perfect enough. I think that I would have like needed to hear that a little more often. I wouldn't mind that.
Okay. Because in dance, I guess it's about separating your artistry to real life. I guess in dance, you probably did feel like you needed
to be perfect,
to reach this level of perfection.
I mean, you have teachers that tell you that all the time in ballet and certain things. People get cut for even having a toe out of place, a hairpin that you can't see. I mean, I'm infamous for wearing my pants on backwards for a competition show. Like, obviously, like these little things I can't go back and change. And it's kind of humorous now to think that I used to be so engulfed with this idea that like I need to be the best in this room, when sometimes I just needed to be the best version of myself, and that's the reason I won.
And then I think as well, it's us learning that, I guess, let's say this is a dance studio. As soon as you leave that door, you're back into the real world, and you no longer have to
put on this performance and be this person.
Put on that performance. Exactly.
And that took me a very, very, I mean, even still to this day, it takes me a very long time, because now I'm taking those aspects and those qualities that I had in dance, gymnastics, ice skating, every other endeavor into music. And so those same feelings when it comes to something I'm putting out into the world that will be judged by everybody, as long as I love it, then I'm cool. But it took me a long time to realize I don't need to re-record something in hopes that this one person out of 100,000 people will like it just as much as I do. Like, I don't need to convince somebody to like love what I'm doing if I love it enough.
So when you feel yourself not spiraling, but knowing like, okay, I'm tapping back into this, I gotta be perfect syndrome, how do you get yourself out of it?
I just take a day off.
You just take a day off.
I need a day off. I need to just like chill and just, even if that means to some quote unquote bed rotting, then so be it. I'll do a face mask. I'll take my self-care routine 24 hours, a whole day. Just something just to get my mind off of it. That's why now like the teams that I work with and stuff, when it comes to music, they're like, don't give us your notes until the end of the week. And I'm like, why? I have notes now. Like, let's redo it right now. Let's go tomorrow. Like, live with the song. You'll realize that these things that you're thinking can be changed. It's just because you're hearing it right now. Sometimes you just need to like live with it.
And
just,
sit with it for a little bit.
It's okay to
let
be
it
uncomfortable.
digest.
Like, it's really okay. And I think for a long time, I'm like, I don't like this feeling. What's this feeling? I feel uncomfortable. I don't like this. Like, I need to say something. Sometimes silence is better. It speaks louder.
And just sitting and just
and but I feel like you can take that into anything, even with conversations with people. If somebody's not, if I'm trying to convince you of my vision and you're not seeing it, that's okay. Maybe my vision is just not for you. And that's totally fine.
And that's great that you are learning this
now.
But it's great because even though you're about to be 21, you're still so young.
It's very young.
And it feels like I've lived 100 lives.
Yes, I know.
You can take that, what you've said, into your adulthood. It's a great lesson to learn.
That's something we're even still learning, and we're 35 and 40 and
up,
and up without. But you're telling the truth. You look amazing. That's why I have
this isn't two truths and a lie.
I have to shout out your age because you don't look it.
Oh no.
So 35 and up, we're still learning that.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful that you are in tune with yourself. And you're realizing this is what you need to do for you.
I'm
and
not
it's
everybody cup of tea.
And you're not supposed to be.
Exactly. I'm content with my small circle.
Yes.
I appreciate and I love the support of the masses. But like, I know that there's always going to be somebody who has a critique or has something to say. And I mean, it's been in everything, so I don't mind it anymore. It's kind of funny.
When Oprah, back in the day, when she gave away, cars.
You get a TV and you get a TV.
Somebody still was complaining about that.
Exactly.
And she was giving on. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So it's like, you're never gonna make everybody happy.
No,
that's
never
just
that.
the moral of the story. And I'm
glad
you are learning that.
My parents like reiterated that too. Like if I was feeling that way, they're like, it's okay.
And that's that actually goes into my next. Go ahead.
No. You keep going because I want to end with Abby Lee. So you go into. We're gonna end there.
You've been speaking about your parents and just their support. Your mom, who is here today, is fabulous.
She's iconic.
Okay. But she's been known for being very protective, supportive, and vocal during your career. How do you understand her role now, looking back? And what did having her as an advocate and still here with you? I mean, she's still with you, which is so beautiful. An advocate to teach you at such a young age and now beyond.
Well, that's Momager now. So Momager since like day one, to be honest. My mom was like fortunate enough that she had done so many different things in her lifetime that she retired when I was born. So I had my mom 100%. My dad retired like also around the time that I was born as well, but he's obviously still been heavily in the field that he's still working with. My mom solely became my like number one person. And I feel like it's also funny, like I guess certain people, I don't know how it is, you hear the stories about like, oh my God, my teenage daughter tells me nothing. My mom knows like every single bit of my life down to like a period, a sentence, anything. Like she knows every single bit of my life that it's like I don't trust anybody more than her. She comes everywhere with me. I don't drive yet, guys. Let's not talk about it.
It's okay.
It's
overrated.
Yeah, right.
She drives me everywhere if I don't have my driver. Like she's just always with me everywhere, and I think that also has like kept us really close. We butt head all the time. We're the same sign. We're both Leos. We're both very strong natured people.
Leo!
You're the 8th, right?
The 6th.
The 6th. My mom's the 3rd, and then I'm the 10th.
I like Leos.
Leos
love
are
a Leo.
amazing.
Leos are the best ever. But yeah, I mean, like it's inevitable for us to butt heads. She still sometimes sees me as just her daughter and doesn't realize that sometimes I view her as like business partner. Like we're like in this together, and so sometimes we step over each other's toes and whatnot, and that's okay. I mean, like we still laugh about all the edits. Like my sister and I, oh my God, do we clown her and like our group chat with these edits that come up? Like people call her like Skinny Christy. These TikTok videos they make of her. It's like actually humorous, but I mean, I wouldn't like change anything. My mom's like, I love her. She's the best.
Look,
yeah,
Miss
really
Christy
great.
owned that room.
That slick back ponytail was tight.
Look, Miss Christy came on the show.
Business, honey.
And she didn't play.
business.
And that's why I was a fan of Miss Christy. I was a fan of you. But I loved how she did not play when it came to you.
Oh yeah, no, never that. I mean, she got her
Ever.
Spanish in her too, so
Like,
she's got it. She's,
Mama made sure that she was protecting her cub at all times.
Oh, always.
Because
Always.
there are examples
Yeah.
when they're not there.
Yeah,
and
and
it
there are
goes
examples
the other
of the people I was
way.
literally on the show
Yes.
with. So
Yes.
it's very apparent when you see like I'm very happy with where I am in life.
Yes.
Like my family and I are very, very close knit, and that's great
Yes.
because I feel like a lot of us travel, so we don't really get 100% of the time together. But she's always there. Like it don't matter. My plus one's always my
And
mother.
she's always going to be
Like,
there.
exactly. Yeah.
Another 10, she's always going to
Yeah.
be there.
watches
We
the
are both mama's
Yes.
girls, so we
She
get
watches
it.
Yeah, we're
everything.
mama's
We are
girl, so
true
we
mama's
understand.
girls.
Like, see, my sister's a daddy's girl because she
Yes.
was like raised with
Yeah,
him because I was
yeah.
always with my mom.
Yeah.
But now I feel like we've like it's even playing field. Even though my dad says I'm like my mom's spitting image and I'm just like her.
So Mama's here. What's one thing you'll tell her?
Oh, one thing I would tell her, like thank you. I'd say thank you because I feel like I don't say thanks enough to the
Yeah.
point of like, but there's so many different ways that my life could have ended up. My mom could have said I don't want to
That's good.
retire.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then I would have been in daycare while my parents traveled. I would have probably not have been able to do things competitively. If my mom decided, you know what, I don't want her on these shows, I don't want to exploit my child, I
Yeah.
would have not have had that same route or path.
Yeah.
Shoot, I could have been a bodybuilder for all I know. I don't
Yeah.
even know what I could have been doing. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that like even though people like don't realize it, but my mom has said a yes to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even though I'll say with my mom, I was like, you would never say yes.
Yeah.
Like you never let me do anything.
Yeah, that's a
there's
typical
it's
child
a
thing to
typical
say.
child thing.
Yeah.
But my mom said yes to a lot of things. Now she may have said no to certain things that I probably didn't even need to be at or places I didn't need to go, maybe with the wrong people there that she didn't want me to, and I'm very happy she told me not to go.
Yeah.
So there's
Yes.
certain, I think you just like an overall like thank you is like enough. Like obviously she knows I love her. She's like my best
Yes.
friend. But I mean like thank you for sure, because I think a lot of people still run with the narrative that I didn't have control over my life, but I would not be where I was if I didn't have control over my life.
Absolutely.
Because they had to say yes to it at the end of the
And
day.
look at the product. Like you're
product,
beautiful,
yeah.
you're
I steal her
stunning.
clothes. Like she's the
It's just your aura.
She gave away a lot of stuff, but we're not gonna talk about that.
You're stunning. But it's just your
Yeah.
aura and your energy.
Aw, thanks, guys.
Stunning. And so I know your mom is
Yeah.
a huge
Sure.
reason for that.
Yes,
so
For sure.
Yeah.
it
No,
is
for
a huge
sure.
reason
She
for
let
that.
you go
Absolutely.
because she knew she was going to be there.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly,
she knew
for
she was
sure.
going to be there
Yeah.
to
And
be
she made it. I
watchful
feel like
over
a
you.
lot of sometimes where it gets kind of like a little wishy-washy with people, a little muddy waters, is when their parents aren't willing to like take that step back when needed.
Exactly.
My mom has always trusted me. She'd made
Yeah.
sure that I was smart enough on my own that I could handle myself in a room
good.
by myself.
That's good.
But I never wanted to be in a room by myself because I knew if I missed anything, if I
Yes.
messed up on something, or if I didn't get clarification about something, I needed somebody to check me. I needed somebody to check somebody else for me because
Yes.
I wasn't able to check somebody that was older than me. So that was where like my mom and I's dynamic also worked really well, is because I felt like she could be like the louder voice of my own.
Yes.
Because I was
And
never
she
gonna
is.
That's really
disrespect.
wise.
That's
I mean, that's
wise.
very wise.
I was never gonna disrespect somebody that was older than me, but if I
Exactly.
felt a certain way and I couldn't convey that because I'm 7, 8, like
Yes.
you know, I needed somebody that was an adult to say like, hey, we're not doing this. Like that's not okay.
And
this,
she
this,
made
and that.
and she
Exactly.
she understood that
Oh,
assignment.
for sure.
Thank they knew.
1000%.
Yes.
So I think that's where my mom and I's relationship worked really well, and that's why we're super close now, because other people cannot say the same in like entertainment world, which is kind of sad.
So we're gonna, before we go into Abby, we have to shout out Mama, because Mama was a bodybuilder, and I didn't know that until a couple weeks ago. Mama was out here
competitor.
competing as well.
Yeah, she competed for, I believe, like 7 years. Unfortunately, I have to say 6-7 years, and I didn't mean to say it like that because I'm so over that. But yeah, about trend. 6 or 7 years for sure. That's how my parents originally had met. But my mom stopped doing that and became entrepreneurial in like title real estate, had her own spa. She was an esthetician. So that's where I learned all like my beauty tips and stuff. And then just like an overall Y2K baddie.
She's a baddie.
Y2K baddie.
Honestly, your mother has not aged. But yeah, no, Miss Christie,
to be honest,
you have not aged.
she like actually doesn't. It's kind of like scary.
No, like
she's a vampire.
Not aged, Miss Christie.
It's crazy.
She knows all the secrets. Yeah. We're gonna have to get some secrets.
We are.
I was at her spa when I was younger. I'd hand out towels. I made myself useful.
You did.
She had to make me useful. Do something.
I love that.
So the question that I want to know,
yes,
and I'm sure some viewers who watch this will want to know, do you still have a relationship with Miss Abby?
You know, the last time I spoke with Abby one-on-one or personally at all was on the last show that I was on prior to my own show, if I'm being completely honest. We've had like social media interactions and things like that. I'm very appreciative of the platforms that she had on her own that I was able to go on to kind of make my own personal brand and me as a person grow. I could honestly never like thank somebody enough for that. But other than that, I've always just wished her the best, and we don't necessarily have a close one-on-one relationship anymore, especially because a lot of the other girls don't have that relationship there, and I ride or die for those girls, even if we don't really talk all the time. I know the struggles that they went through because I was also a dancer with them at that same time. So I'm always going to be like their number one fans, even if we don't talk for years at a time. But as for her, I just like I simply have always just wished her the best. I thank her and what the things is needed, and kind of just kept it pushing.
Period. Well, we'll end with that, and let's go into some games before we talk a little bit more about just where you are and the things you're working on. We're gonna play a little game.
Okay.
So we're gonna ask you. We're gonna kiki a little bit.
Okay. I was gonna have a kiki.
We love a kiki over here. So Tamira's gonna ask you a question, and I low-key want to answer a little bit.
Yes, you should too. This is a funny one. So this is a game. It's called Asking for a Friend. So the question is, if you had the power to commit a crime and that crime would never happen again, what would it be?
It would never happen again?
Or you would never get caught.
You just would never get caught.
You wouldn't get caught or arrested.
If I could steal every animal available, I would literally have my own zoo. I'd have my own Noah's Ark. Like, you have no idea. I'm not even joking. Like, that is like the number one thing that even with my friends, when it comes to that, they know that I would steal that. Like, the stealing, it would always be something that has to do with animals or like, if I can just find the one vintage store that has everything of my dreams, that would be like, and nobody would ever know. And they're like, how does Asia have this 101 like John Galliano? Like, come on.
I never thought of that.
But we all said steal, though.
Because
you said rob a bank.
I said rob a bank.
Oh, girl.
I would steal, too.
I said rob a bank.
I'm thinking of like literal like clothing or animals. I'm like, damn, I'm not thinking about that.
No, but like robbing vintage stores.
Yeah, like, I mean, like
stealing
robbing.
everything.
Yes. Go to the museum and like steal a crown
jewel. You guys have seen like the Ocean's 8 with like Rihanna and everybody like that's what I'm talking about. Like, it needs to be a really big heist scheme of like vintage.
Yes, vintage stuff though.
Yes.
I love vintage.
I love vintage things. Vintage is my life. I mean, we're wearing vintage Fendi today.
Yes,
so like,
I go in and
love
just
me vintage.
Oh my gosh, they have a really. If you ever come to Sacramento, they have a really good vintage.
Need to go. No, anything
and I'll
vintage.
Send it to
Are you kidding me?
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
New York obviously is like my hotspot for vintage.
Yeah,
but
LA,
I love a good
Philly too.
Yeah,
Philly has some really good vintage places. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Okay, y'all need to send me all your recommendations.
Yeah, we'll send you some stuff.
That's my guilty pleasure.
That's actually a great answer.
We love that.
Let's move on.
We're just a bunch of thieves around here.
And that's okay. Because, look, the question asks, if we could commit a crime, this is what we would do.
This is what I would have done.
We wouldn't actually do it.
I don't kill.
Like, don't like make it seem like we're gonna. The next time this happens, we're the ones.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a question, guys.
Exactly.
Like, relax. So let's go into impersonating greatness. We have a signature moment on Born to the Game.
Okay.
Everyone has to give us their best impersonation that captures their parent. And so I would love for you to do one for your mom and your dad.
Okay, for mom, just imagine slick back pony, like got to be glued down. Like a windstorm couldn't even make this thing move.
Period.
Okay.
Hoops. Probably bigger than this one. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay.
Just hoops. Obviously, she'd be wearing her diamonds too. So she'd have her thing, and then she'd be like, "You're not gonna mess with my daughter, okay? You're not gonna mess with my daughter. No. If Asia gets the solo this week, then Asia got the solo this week. But Asia, you better freaking point your toes, because that solo's gonna be taken away like that, like that. It doesn't matter the choreographer. You're not going. No, nada, zilch. Like, that's how my mom talks. And probably still talks to me like that. That's kind of what my mom is today.
She did good.
Yeah,
She
that's how
nailed it.
my mom is today, or something like that. Or she'll be like, if she tells us 10 minutes, she actually means 5. And so we're like, wait, why did we
I
lose
thought you said
minutes?
10.
Why are we losing minutes? I need
Why
time
are
to
we
get ready.
losing minutes?
She's like, you better be in the car at exactly the time. If you don't want Starbucks this morning, then I guess we'll just all starve. We'll all starve then, won't we? If you don't want to get on the car, if you don't want to get on the road, then that's your fault. That's your fault. As for my dad, my dad's all like the calm, cool, and collected one. So
That's why it
if it's not
works.
like literal like posing, like, you know what I'm saying? He'd be like, hi, like, I'm Sugar Shawn Ray. I'm a world famous bodybuilder. Like, he talks very low and like the it's like that.
I love
If he was
that.
talking about like me and my sister, he'd be like, oh yeah, Asia, she's a big personality. That one, she's a
a big
that's a big personality. Oh, but Bella, I love sweet Bella, this, sweet Bella.
But that's
that.
why it works, because you have
That's
the
how my dad
opposite
is. Right. He's so
personalities
funny.
coming together. Oop,
Oh,
I'm
but
sorry.
he's like, oh my god, it's this man and his Instagram usage. Everything on story gets a main post. Isn't that unique?
it gets a what?
He gets a main post too. A story post gets a main post too.
Oh,
he loves his little
Mr.
Bitmoji as well.
Shawn.
Oh my god, the Bitmoji goes on anything. Main
Oh,
post or
bless
not.
his heart.
He just loves a good Bitmoji. He loves
So
a good
does my
GIF.
dad.
It's I don't know what.
I don't
it's
know
like,
what it is, but they
it's
really
just
think they're doing something.
It's just
My
They
dad
are doing something.
No,
you
his
guys.
favorite is like the thumbs up one. He sends it after every message.
Mind you,
I'm
if
like,
we'll
Dad.
text. My dad's really unique because very unique. He loves to just like, he'll ask us like, oh, like, what do you need from the store? Like, I'm coming home from the store. What do you need from the store? We'll give him a grocery list. He'll come home and none of those things are here. So I was like, wait, did you go to the store? He's like, you guys didn't send me the thing. We're like, we send in the group chat. Oh, well, like your text messages ruined my storage. So I deleted the thread. Okay, well, now I guess we'll have to starve. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
He
what do
said
you? He's like my
has
story.
priorities.
Because
You're
he's
not
not
gonna
the
clog up
thing.
my phone.
No, the thing is, he will never delete a photo, but anything else that will cause storage usage, you're gone. It's over with.
He's not gonna
Don't
clog
let it
up
be
my
you're not
phone.
gonna
No,
clog
he
up
will
my
keep
phone.
all 400,000 photos, but he will never delete.
Don't let it be an
He'll
emergency.
never
He's
delete
like,
that.
no, it's not a picture. You better take a picture of your emergency.
Yeah,
If you want me
taking
to
a picture
come.
of everything. That's hilarious.
I love it.
Well, let's
I
go
love
into our legacy object.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's
So
They're gonna fly it in for us.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
asked you to bring in an item, anything that you could think of that just represents you and your legacy. And
Oh,
we
look at
have
this.
Oh, baby.
oh, let's
Look at
show the
baby me.
camera.
Look at
So
look at her. Look at her
itchy.
hand.
So
But
itchy and
just-
tiny.
But look at her.
Just complete
She's
control.
fierce.
So I was actually trying to bring the actual outfit because I do have it, and my mom was getting all of my dance competition outfits like photo boxed. But this one particularly is the outfit that I won my title in. So I feel like this was kind of the start of my dance to entertainment fame, if you will. And so I brought this one because it really showcases obviously the literal dance and clearly the facial expressions.
Your entire personality
were
in
needed
one picture.
to get the
So this
title.
was not on Dance Mom.
No, this was a dance competition actually. So I
Okay.
was like 5. Yeah, I was 5 when I got the title.
Wow.
So this was right before AUDC. This was actually the dance competition, like dance that made me get on that show that they saw on YouTube. Yeah.
And honey, them toes is pointed.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you
toes,
that
you
much.
know I saw my mom in the corner.
She's performing in her hands.
You
her
saw my mom in the
toes
corner.
was
Exactly. And this one was my PYT Michael Jackson solo, which was my favorite because
Love
I got to pick the
PYT.
song, and Michael Jackson is my life. I love him, so this was great.
Wow.
This is my legacy. Yeah.
I love that.
Little me. I feel like I
Wow.
kind of look the same low-key now that I look at it.
I mean, you
A tad
just
bit.
you look
the cheeks
you look
never went away. We
older
thought they were
and-
baby fat. It's just high cheekbones.
No, you just again looking at that, I'm like, this is how I was introduced to you.
Bodying.
No, it's so
At this
funny.
age, and I'm
The thing is,
like-
my mom always said, she's like, I hope you have a daughter just like you, so you can see all the pain I endured. I hope I have a daughter.
That's what
just
my mother
like
said
me.
too.
That's great. That would be
Yes.
so much
You're like,
fun
I
for me.
love it.
And you have a son, so you're like, oh, I
Yes.
haven't had my daughter. Would you have
Yeah.
another one?
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh yeah.
I already
okay.
told my husband I
Hopefully-
want at least one more.
Oh yay!
So
okay,
hopefully
if
it's a
little
daughter.
Girl, you know, you send her the Camp Christie.
I am.
Camp Christie.
I am.
Turn you
Miss
out like
Christie.
this.
Look,
Camp
you just gonna
Christie.
see a bag and then the back of my head because I'm gonna be walking away.
No,
and
literally,
I'ma
one
just
of my
drop-
good friends is she's having a girl and she's like, "Can I send it to Camp Christie?" And I was like, "Well, yep, Camp
You
Christie."
can capitalize off
You
of this.
should.
Camp Christie.
Yes.
Yep, that's
your
where we
own
go. I said
camp.
she'll by the time she's 5, she'll have investment properties.
Okay. Can I go to
Damn.
Camp Christie?
Low-key.
What's the
Look,
age
I was like,
limit?
can we go
re-enroll.
now?
I
Do you
stopped
take
taking her advice. I need to
Do you
re-enroll.
take adults?
She chooses non-speaking, very willing.
That's
willing to learn.
hilarious. I
Got
love
you.
that. So, Asia,
Yes.
what legacy are you building on your own terms? And just what are you up to these days? Like, what are you working on?
Well, right now I'm working on like a really, really exciting project that is like super close to my heart that will be coming like the mid of this year. So I can't say too much on that, but like this
Okay.
one is definitely something I put a lot of time and consideration into, and I think you guys will, once it comes out, I'll have to come back and show you
yes.
give you everything.
Oh,
obviously.
yes.
But I'm really, really excited for that one. And of course music the last time I mean, I dropped my album now going on like a year ago, but it had a really, really great response, and it really made people realize who I was as an artist in R&B soul world, which I'm very excited to obviously continue to sing in. That's my genre of choice always. Like I love me some R&B soul. So now we're currently working on another project, and people are like, "Oh my God, drop the album, drop the album." I was like, "Guys, give me a second. Like it takes
Breathe.
some time."
Yeah.
We just talked about how I have to re-record everything.
Yeah.
So that is something I'm definitely working on, and just like honestly being happy. I want to travel more. I want to do more things. I want to spend more time with the people that are closest to me, and I love that. It's been so much fun and enjoyable, especially when I can. I take those times, because I think before, if I had a day off, I wouldn't think of just taking a quick trip somewhere. But now I'm like, you know what? Like a little trip to Santa Barbara wouldn't hurt, or a little trip to go here, there, and wherever. So I've been really enjoying that. But right now, full focus on my exciting project and music. So that's a lot of cool things happening in 2026.
So who would be a dream collab with your music?
Oh my gosh. So I have many. I really do have many. So I have a mini list. I have a dead and alive list.
Okay, I'll take them both.
That's interesting.
Okay, the obviously past list would have been Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, 1000%. Like those are my top 3, like off rip, like immediately. And then obviously live, I would love to collaborate with Mariah Carey, Toni Braxton. Anything to do with Babyface, like just quite literally, he's
my
given away so
gosh,
many incredible songs. Can he give one away to me?
Right.
I just
His
swear,
catalog,
we're gonna
just like
speak it.
just give it out, just give it out,
Insane.
please.
Speak it in existence.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Wow.
Of course, I can't. I have to obviously say Beyonce, because that's how I grew up with loving Beyonce, and I saw her concert like 4 times this year.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But all like the list could go on, but those I'd say would be my quickest top few.
Right. So how would you describe your music?
Definitely R&B soul, 2000s, 90s inspired, 1000%. I speak all about own personal experiences of mine, if not things that I'm currently going through. Anytime I have a problem, everyone knows, I'm like, okay, you're getting written about. Let me just like, you cause me that, you're getting written about.
getting written about.
Everything is getting written about. And it's all in my notes, if not in my notebook or something like that. So I feel like the next project that I do, to an extent of an album, is going to be even more personal than the last one. It's going to be a lot more direct. And now that I'm older, you know, I could say some more things that are on my chest, if you will.
Absolutely.
But I'm really excited for that one, especially now since I do have like really full control and full reign over my vision of how people see me. And that's the reason I've stayed independent for so long, is because so many people wanted to kind of dive into that dance pop world of things. And as much as I love the pop genre and respect for so many artists in that genre, R&B soul is where it's at for me. It's always been that way for me, and I love that. And so now being able to do that to the fullest extent that I can, and be able to be in rooms with people that I never thought I'd be in rooms with, is incredibly exciting for me.
Well, I'm excited because I'm an R&B person. I love R&B.
Yo, my R&B playlist go hard.
I was
in the car.
worried about R&B like recently. Just it
Yes.
seems like it's
No.
been falling off, but I feel like it's reviving and it's coming
I
back.
mean, there's so many people in that genre
Yes.
now too. I mean, you got your Scissors, you got your Summer
Yes,
Walkers.
I'm so
you got
happy
your,
because I love
many.
R&B.
It's
Yes.
amazing.
You are just a natural born star.
Aw,
And so I
thanks,
already
guys.
know that your your future is so bright. Sorry, my voice is going out. But I do want to end by asking you, what do you want people to remember you as?
Ooh, what do I want people to remember me as? Someone who was so committed and dedicated to their craft and loved it through and through. I don't want to ever have somebody think that I was forced to do this. This was all on my own accord, 1000%. and the legacies as the people I've mentioned that have passed on that I would want to collaborate with, when you hear about those things, social media didn't exist.
Yeah.
People weren't worried about what somebody was commenting on their photos or worried about doing the next TikTok trend here or there. They were just so engulfed in their craft that people would swarm hotels if they heard they were even staying there.
Yeah.
Like, to have that level of just importance in your craft for being so good at what you're doing is how I'm striving to be. I want to be at that level where I can put my phone away indefinitely. I don't have to ever touch social media again. And as much as it has opened so many doors for me, and I've grown so many new fan bases in so many different places because of it, having that international fame and success as your Michael Jacksons, your Whitneys, your Luthers, the list goes on, that's what I'm striving for, to be respected in my own genre outside of the social media world of things, and just to always know that my vision and what I am doing is something that I stuck with and something that I've planned out, something that I've done where I can never say somebody told me so, and that's why I'm mad it didn't turn out this way. If something happens and there's a mistake made and it's on me, then it's on me. And I work on how we can fix that, how next time I can make it better. But I think just through and through overall, just to make sure and remind myself to always just stay happy in doing it. Because I think once I know I've made it, it's just like happiness and being content and just like on my future farm in Lake Como.
Yes. Yes.
I love that. Stay happy.
I know.
Yeah,
Stay
just
happy
stay
and do
happy.
it. I
There's
love
little
that.
joys in every day, a
Yeah.
little
Yeah, I
giggle,
love
laugh,
that.
little giggle, something small, just something. Not take life too seriously. I've taken
Yes,
life too
that part.
seriously way too long.
Yes.
So it's great to just have a little kiki and giggle and just have
Yes.
moments like this, because even like this, it becomes not working for you guys when you start talking to people and learning about their lives or things, you find things that you can relate to, or just it's just fun. And it's like you can have fun doing these things. And not everything has to be so hard and serious,
Well, Asia, you are an inspiration to us as adults.
Aw,
you are an inspiration
thank
to
you.
other young girls who
appreciate
are
that.
becoming and evolving and growing into who they are and who they are called to be. And Tamara and I wish you nothing but the best.
Aw,
and we're going to be
you.
rooting for you.
Anytime you
and
need me guys back, I'll be here
Oh
to
my
yak your ears
gosh.
off. That's never a problem.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear whatever you have cooking
I'm
up.
so
We're excited to
for
hear
that
about
one.
that
Yeah,
as
this
well.
is something that's
Girl.
very, I guess the only thing I could say is something unexpected, but
Okay.
expected.
Yes.
Like, you'll get it when you get it.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Girl, well,
Can't
we
wait.
can't wait, honey.
I'm so excited.
So we had
Thank
fun
you.
today.
Yes,
it was
so
it
much
was a
fun.
So
great
much fun.
conversation.
I loved
so
it.
well, we have before we leave,
Okay.
we have a little surprise for you.
Okay, what is this
We want to
surprise?
show you.
What is this? Oh,
Just
my father and his
press
beanie.
play.
Snap it up. What is this?
I love that.
Oh, wait, let me turn the volume up. Is it here?
Is it up?
I think. Is it up?
Hey Asia, this is your dad. I know you already know that. I am so proud of you. I wanted to make this video because maybe I don't say it enough. I think it all the time as you fly all across the country and produce your music and you're working on your brand and you're doing your influencing and you graduated from dancing and acting and high school and straight A student. I mean, you're doing it all exactly how I would have wanted before you were ever Asia Monet. And I just wanted you to hear me say those words about how proud you make me as I continue to do my travels, looking at the things that you're doing, watching your growth, watching your inspiration. It's nothing short of amazing. You are exactly the human being I wanted you to turn out to be. And you make me and your mom so proud. And you're a great role model to your little sister, and you keep inspiring
She would
people.
not agree.
And it's exciting. It's exciting to watch. I love you.
Oh, wait, this is so cutesy bootsy. I'm going to put this over his head forever.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, please do. Anytime like that. Remember when you
Yes.
said you loved me? I need that third
I
pet.
have- I need that third pet.
Need that next pet. Oh, no, I love my parents so
Yes.
much. They're the best, honestly. They really are. That's so
Thank
cute.
you. Shawn. Thank you. So wanted to show you that before you
love
left.
that. No, that's so cute. That's such a treat.
Yes,
I
of
appreciate that.
course, of
I love
course.
that. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm glad
I'll
you're
make my
able to
mom
see
say it in the
us.
car.
Yes.
Don't you worry, guys. I love to hear
We'll
this
have your
praise.
mom's
You're up.
portion.
My parental
Yes.
praise is really loving this
Yes.
now. I'll record. I'll be like, say that again. Say that one more time.
That's funny.
I love it.
Oh, I
well,
love that.
we're good to wrap. Let's wrap.
Yay.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining into today's episode of Born to the Game with Miss Asia. We had so much fun.
Oh, I love
So
this.
much fun.
I'll come back
Thank
anytime.
you.
You pull my
Oh
arm.
gosh, yes. Whenever we come back, we want you back. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time on Born to the Game.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.